What's up, everybody? I'm coming at you again today with a review. I've been playing the Mafia Definitive Editions. I've played Mafia 1, 2, and 3, and I just want to jump in there and tell you what they're about and see if they're worth your time to check out. So we're going to start out with Mafia 1. Let's jump right into it. Mafia 1 has been completely remade from the ground up. As you can tell, this game looks really good, the animations are good, and the world is, it just really comes to life. The main character of Mafia 1 is Tommy Angelo. He starts out as a cab driver just trying to take care of his own business, but through a series of unfortunate events, he gets caught up into the life of this Mafia family. This game really nails the picture of what we've seen the Mafia to be on TV and other things. Here you got the Don, and you see Frank the Money Man, and then Paulie and Sam are the two henchmen that Tommy's running with. And the Don here is giving them their mission to go out and collect the protection money from the various businesses. They're about to go out and shake these businesses down. This is an early mission in the game, and there the mechanic Ralph is teaching you how to break into a car without breaking the windows. He's kind of some comic relief. I really liked his character. And in this mission, we're about to drive, and again, we're fixing to shake down these businesses. And of course, you're driving in these old 1930s vehicles, so the driving in the game is a little clunky, but I believe it's supposed to be that way. And there's two different methods of driving. You can do regular, and then you can do simulation. Simulation's a little harder to do, but if you get used to it, you can slide the vehicle around more. There was a racing event later in the game where I had to use regular though, because I kept spinning out. But here we're fixing to see they're going to stop at this business, and they're fixing to shake this guy down to get the protection money that these people owe the Don.
Sam, Polly, how are you?
We're good. How's little Julia?
Ha! Not so little now. She's turning into a baby. Just like her grandma.
It's good to hear, Al. Now, you got any trouble around here? Any punks causing problems?
No. Nothing like that.
Good. So you got the money?
I got it waiting in the back room.
Tommy'll get it. You stay here where we can see you.
It's been real slow this...
Al, I know you've never hold out on us, but it's good you were. I mean, how can we protect you, little Julia, without pain?
There's all sorts of collectibles in the game. They got trading cards and comic books and all sorts of neat things you can find scattered about. I'm not sure what she said, but I don't think it was good.
Via di qui. Lasciateci in pace.
After a couple more shakedowns, we get to this farmhouse where things kind of fall apart, and Tommy has to save Paulie and Sam and chase down some money. So here you get to see some of the stealth kills and some of the action in the game. Achievement! Rugs? The character movement and gunplay isn't the best in this game. I had to set the aim assist on high in the options menu, and I encourage you to do the same. It's almost impossible in a couple places to kill anybody without it. But you get used to it after you play for a little while.
Where is Sam? Let go, get the body!
My little revolver turned into like a Uzi in these gun chases, but I'm not complaining too bad because some of these are tough. It's hard to drive, again, these clunky vehicles and shoot at the same time. But here's one of the chase scenes. You go through a couple of these in the game, and they are fun once you get used to the controls. Alright, we're coming up to the end of this mission, and just to kind of give an overview of Mafia I, I really enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed the story. It just gets deep, and of course it gets into family and betrayal and trying to get out of this gang, and it's got a really good story to it, and I encourage you to check out Mafia I. But let's jump into Mafia II now.
All right, Scaletta.
Mafia II starts off like a Call of Duty game. You have the main character here, Vito Scaletta, and he actually got busted in a robbery, and he ends up getting to join the army instead of having to go to jail.
I got you covered. Move, move, move! They're falling back. Let's move. On me.
He ends up getting to come home after sustaining an injury, and he starts running with his buddy Joe again, and Joe introduces him to the Mafia. Mafia II is set in the 1940s and the 1950s, and the cars handle a little better and they're a little bit faster. It's neat. It starts out with the snow during the winter time, and then time passes later and the world is completely different. I like the little details, like this guy slipping on the ice. There's a bunch of stuff like that happens all throughout this game. It really makes the world come to life.
Make a right up here.
Throw him out the window, he can't stay. How did he get in here anyway?
Here we see Vito and Joe about to rob this store. Things are actually fixing to go bad and the cops are going to show up and they have to run from them. Joe is always getting Vito in trouble. Here we see the lock-picking minigame when you try to get into locked doors and into locked cars. The story is really more about Vito and Joe and their friendship and how they deal with betrayal and the family within the Mafia. And I really end up enjoying these two characters a whole lot. I enjoyed Mafia II, the story, better than Mafia I story. These two guys, you really get to know them.
I'm trying.
One thing I didn't like a lot about Mafia II was they really crank up the language. I'm just not a big fan of a lot of language in games, and there's a whole lot of profanity in this game. Now, I know it's the Mafia, and there's a lot of killing and stuff, and some people may roll their eyes when they say I'm not a big fan of profanity, but the first one really didn't have that much in it. They really do it a lot here. You can see some of the gunplay here. The gunplay's not very good in this one either. It's kind of hard to lock on what you're wanting to shoot at. One of the biggest issues with the Mafia games is the gunplay, but overall I really enjoyed Mafia II, and I encourage you to check it out. I actually give it a leg up on Mafia I. It doesn't look as good, but overall story-wise and gameplay-wise, I think it nudges out Mafia I just a little bit. Alright, now to Mafia III. Mafia III is set in the 1960s, and the main character is Lincoln Clay, and he has just got back from Vietnam, and a lot of unfortunate events happen to him, and he starts to go after this crime boss. And the game is pretty much you just go around taking down these various mafia rackets. Here you're taking on the drug racket. You can see how the crime boss is losing his money there as you take down these different activities. And once you finally get it down to zero, you bring the big guy out of hiding, and then you can it gives you a chance to kill them or bring them into your racket. Mafia III's cars are a lot better than the cars in the other ones. They handle a whole lot better. I really enjoyed driving around in a Mafia III. In this instance, I'm trying to take out a guy. I've got to hit on this guy to take down more of this crime lord's money. Mafia III has a lot of neat little entrances in it, kind of like in Mafia II when the guy slips on the ice. You're fixing to see here, I try to zoom in where a car comes through and takes out one of these guys for me. The character movement and gunplay is also a whole lot better in Mafia III. That's why you don't stand in the road, kids. Here we're about to see a guy get struck by lightning. It's just little details like this is neat to me.
Here, Sunglove, protect us.
Here's another random scene of just some of the citizens in the game kind of going at it with each other. I thought this was funny. Now to the bad. Mafia 3 is absolutely broken. All that I showed you was good, but that rarely happens. Here you see a guy just stuck. You see stuff like that all the time. Here I open a door and I cannot go through it. Stuff like that happens all the time. The door is invisible. Just the game is an absolute complete mess. It froze up on me 3 or 4 times. It's just, I don't know what's wrong with it. It is completely messed up. This right here happens all the time where the characters are not even there. I honestly cannot recommend this game. It's so messed up. It was a chore trying to get through it. Alright, so there you have it. Let me give you a little review of each individual game. Mafia 1, I really liked it, but I would probably give it a, I'm a school teacher, so I like to use the school grading system. It would probably get a high C to a low B. I'd say a 75 to an 80. It's alright, but the gunplay is horrible, the walking around's horrible, the driving and stuff, it's pretty fun, but I really like the story, and I also like that the language wasn't as bad as the other two, but it really does have a neat story. I really connected with the characters. Mafia 2, it was probably my favorite story, though. I really like Mafia 2. The language did rack up. I didn't really like that. Of course, it's a Mafia game, so you know there's going to be a lot of violence in it. It's about like the first, but it's a pretty fun game. I think the mechanics work better though, the controlling of the characters, and I enjoyed it. And then when you get to Mafia 3, just to be honest, it's a broken mess. I did enjoy the story, but I'm gonna tell you, they take it to a whole nother level. The language and the brutality, it's almost to the extreme. It's almost so crazy. It's just unbelievable. And again, I know they're video games and fun, but that really took me out of it. The language is just horrible, and then how brutal some of the killing and stuff like that is. These games are not for kids, though. You should know that right off the bat. It's talking about the mafia, and you're in the mafia, so you know it's not for the kids. But they really rank up on them last couple. But it was hard to get through that last one because it was so broken and so messed up. You saw some of that in the videos, how you could see right through people. I couldn't even walk through open doors. People was just stuck in the air and guns stuck in the air. It really did have a lot of trouble. But overall, I got the trilogy in a packet. I got them all together, and it really wasn't that high. And if you can get it that way, I'd tell you to go for it, just to check it out, just for the story wise. But if you're just going to get them individually, Mafia 2 is probably the better one, I think, anyways. Mafia 1 looks better though, because they went back and really redid everything. But I would skip Mafia 3 since it's so broken. If it wasn't broken, it'd be pretty good. But overall, the overall package, I'd probably give it a, Well, 3 brought it down, but as a package, I'd probably give it a 8. You know, it would be a B right there in the middle. So check it out if you got time. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a blessed day.